Okay, well, through the past few months, I thought that I wouldn't even have to make a video like this again because I was absolutely good. Um, I didn't have any tension, nor did I think about it, and I was super fast. Everything was fine. And then, ugh, and then I don't know, maybe 5 days ago now, something happened or whatever, and I started feeling some tension, and then I can't believe it, I got stuck in it again, right? So, um, so the first thing that happens whenever I get stuck in it, and the reason why I stay stuck in it, is because before, the way that I wasn't doing it and I was totally out of it, just fine, confident, everything, just like a normal human being every day, normal problems, all that crap, um, was that I didn't think about it. I just thought about everything else, whatever. I didn't feel the particular type of inner squeeze tension, and then kind of maybe just panicked about it or something. Um, so what I try to do is just not think about it. But the thing is, not thinking about it doesn't work when you start doing it. Is you'll still be doing the tension and trying to not be thinking about it. You'll still feel the tension, even though you're like thinking, well, I'm not thinking about it. I'm thinking about other stuff. I'm reading this book, but I'm still feeling the tension at the same time, right? I mean, sometimes the worse the tension is, it's because I'm even thinking about it even more so, right? So there's degrees of tension where it's really, really bad, where I totally can't talk, or it's to the point where it's like it's actually just more, and it's just all, it can get more and more painful, right? That's another reason why I like kind of get stuck in it too, because I think I'm kind of holding it from getting worse, right? It's just this all originated on purpose by doing biofeedback wrong, where I tried to do tension in me and tried to help hold it there, and and I didn't know what I was doing at the time, and I ended up getting stuck in it for years. So this is what I'm dealing with, right? But even though like I was out of it for probably a good 2 months, 3 months, I don't know, straight, and I thought like, well, this isn't gonna that tension thing was like, that was a nightmare that I can't believe I was living through, right? I didn't think it was gonna happen, but as smart as I am, especially out of it, right? A genius out of it. Um, Fast thinking, as fast talking as any human being, right? I go from the fastest thinking, fastest talking human being to fastest moving, fastest and reactions, everything, to, as far as, maybe not in the body as far as reactions, but as far as like talking and like even like starting to walk around and stuff, it's like super slow mo. Like my talking is like much slower, much slower than everyone else, just like that. When I start feeling the tension, and kind of like my whole body kind of gets inner squeezed, but my feelings and panic about it is the tension in my face and head or wherever that I, you know, am trying to like almost control it. It's the controlling of the tension within the tension that just honestly even makes it worse. But the point is that I can't just stop thinking about it for it to be stopped and go away, because I'm still doing it. I have to stop doing it, and then after I stop doing it, then I can think about everything and keep my focus on everything else and not think about it. In order for it not to reoccur, then I just not think about it at that point. But the thing that holds me in it for so long when I start doing it is that I actually think, well, before I was just not thinking about it. So I just try to do the not think about it technique, and that never works. It's finally after multi days or whatever, or longer, where I say, okay, enough is enough. I got to do the techniques to try to stop doing it. And I guess the technique that I have found to work the best has been the get grounded within your body technique. You notice the tension feelings that you're doing, and the grounding yourself within the body. The feeling your butt on the couch, your legs on the couch, your body, wherever it is. I used to lift weights, and that would help, but I don't even lift weights anymore. I don't think I need to really, but it would help if you did that. And in that weightlifting, you really you feel your body real grounded in what you're doing, and when you feel the muscles being pumped, it's easier to just keep feeling that muscle pumpage feeling, rather than that kind of this weird like inner squeeze tension, right? So that difference in feeling and concentration that you can zone in on, like when you feel a good gut feeling, you can zone in on that, feel that, and then you can transfer out of the tension by thinking about everything else. And then that relaxed whatever gut feeling, and then saying, okay, I'm good, I'm not thinking about it anymore, then that change will connect with the other just normal natural feelings, and then you won't do the tension. So, and then you'll be fine. And then where I also get caught in not thinking about it, it's like the more complex things you can get yourself to do and stuff. Like if you have a project where you have to do things right or they're complicated, you have to think about it ahead of time as to how you're going to do this to get this done. Like you're going to build like a shed or something where you have to actually think about how you're going to build it and all that stuff. That's fantastic because honestly, you can't do tension and think about how you're going to build a fucking house at the same time, right? And then the thinking about the building and then the actual doing of it, all that type of thinking, that totally gets you out of any sort of tension, you know? I mean, there's no way a carpenter or something like that could get stuck in tension. Otherwise, they would be the worst carpenter at the same time because you can't do tension and have to think complicated stuff that you have to think about in advance and still be stuck in tension or something, right? So, unfortunately, I don't have enough business, which is for multiple reasons. One reason is that I don't have enough storage because I don't have enough financing for a storage to have a larger business. So I'm only doing small projects, and because I can't grow the business because I don't have enough equity to expand the business. But stuff like that, right? Which is fine because I'd rather play sports anyways. That's always been the case. I've always played sports but now I'm starting to not be a pro athlete caliber anymore just because my body isn't going to be able to keep up with the years going by, right? So, but that's a tangent. My point is, okay, so how do you stop the tension? And then you can go to the phase of just not thinking about it. Well, like I said, I used to do the sensation of everything on everything else, but also, okay, the grounding technique, right? Where you really get a sense of your body in its place in its environment, the sense of the environment, but also then I think in the non-thinking about it, the best thing to do is to just start thinking of all the other people and how they're grounded within their environment and how in relating to their thoughts and their feelings in which you are focused on them, not yourself, that's key, alone, but also the fact that when you're focusing on them, not yourself, key, is that you're focusing on them as people who are thinking and focusing on you as a person who's not doing intention. You're focusing on them as a person who's just thinking and feeling. Their thoughts are creating their feelings and all that stuff. So you're relating to them as how they are. They're a douchebag that thinks they're so much better than everyone else, and they think they're so cool and smart and whatever. Whatever. You're relating to them and how they're thinking and feeling. A lot of most of them are douchebags that are fucking total pieces of shit, right? So why are you doing tension to making them look better? You gotta defeat them. So it's really a horrible disservice to humanity as well as yourself by doing tension and getting stuck in it. But so because what happens is when I start feeling the tension is like I kind of zombie out as far as thinking about what they're feeling. All I am is feeling the tension and barely kind of sensing them at all. I'm not feeling them as far as what they're feeling or anything like that. My confidence goes straight down to the ground, but out of the tension, and then you start thinking and relating as thinking about the other person and relating to their feelings or whatever, then your confidence is back to normal, and which is, it always was really, I always had a lot of high confidence, and that's just based on the reality that in everything that I did, I was like significantly better than that, like pretty much everybody at just everything really, not just sports, probably the least of it, just intellectually, just being able to figure out everything. Just the fact that people can't even figure out what's on my hat, this kind of stuff, which is so simplistic to me. It's not even, these guys don't even know the tip of the spear type of stuff, that I understand. It's not just these globalist satanic people, but the tip of the spears, they can't even figure stuff like that out. I know every level of it, and I've known it all for so very long, way way farther in advance of anyone else type of stuff, but just my ability to figure things out and on all levels of the field is abnormally good, and there's a reason why I should. I'm just very realistic. It's not like I'm confident because I'm just trying to be like super positive. I'm confident for a reason. But not once you get that tension turns you into zombie man, like where you're not seeing the other person and relating to what he's feeling and thinking, because you're more so feeling the tension and just still kind of, still seeing it all and stuff, but not very well. You're not all there. And but just remember, if this shit ever happens again, don't just go back to like, well, got even better and smarter by not thinking about it and delving deep into the thoughts and all that stuff. Well, sure, but that won't stop the tension when you start doing it. What stops the tension when you first start doing it, or when you have been doing it for a while, is by stopping the tension first. And how do you stop the tension first before you can just go on to not thinking about it? You gotta do these, you gotta feel the tension. How do I stop this tension? How do I stop this obsession in which I'm tensing the tension? Like it came about by the fear of the tension, the fear of the tension creating the tension, and then within that tension trying to control it, right? So it was like multi-actions in which initiated the tension and then kept the tension in place by feeling the tension and trying to control it from getting worse. So within the tension, I'm trying to manipulate the tension. Well, that all has to go away. So this is what's happening and how it stays there and everything. But to stop it, like, so I know what I'm doing, right? So you don't want to fear the tension anymore, right? And within the tension, and you can't fear the tension, you can't fear the fear of the tension, fear of the fear, kind of thing. So stuff like that, and body control. I'll just get into the body. You gotta stop the tension. The tension has to go away. It has to be stopped. And then at that point, of course, you go on to, you get the gut feeling. Maybe pump some irons, get that feeling. Replace that when you notice the feelings about yourself, you're going to be noticing relaxed feelings. Like when you start thinking about how you're feeling, you're going to be noticing that you're feeling the relations to what other people are thinking and feeling. You're going to be focused on them and what they're thinking and feeling, right? You're in a war with their thoughts and their feelings. So you got to keep focusing and thinking about what they're thinking and feeling, right? Constantly. And when you go back to thinking about how you're feeling, oh, well, you're feeling kind of muscle pumped, or more likely, you're just feeling, well, I'm just feeling mad at you being a douchebag or something, or I'm feeling confident about winning the match, or I'm just feeling like that guy's whatever. I'm just feeling about what that guy's feeling, about how he thinks he's this or that, or how all that stuff, right? You're not going back into noticing yourself feeling tensions, like the inner squeeze stuff. No. You're going back. You might notice just normal feelings. You go back. So then at that point, just keep focusing on everything else, and live your life, and then you're all back to normal. And then just back to normal, and always having to think about and just living normally, there's still so much fucking shit to deal with. So much crap to do. You still don't feel like cleaning the house, You still are nervous about trying to ask a girl out or something, I mean, you still have to freaking figure out how to make some chunks of change. By the way, don't let the fact that you don't have huge, massive chunks of change make you fall into that tension as well. That, you know what I mean? It's like, don't let that be, don't let the fact that evil globalists who got their money all through total fraud and don't let money be the reason, you know, for your lack of success, for your lack of confidence. Just don't let it be the money thing, because that fucking shit's a bunch of bullshit. And, you know, fuck you. If you can let it be something else. You know, defeat me by maybe you're better looking than me or some bullshit like that. Something else be your competition against me, or something else be the slight lack of that confidence. But I'm sick of it being money at this point. I mean, I grew up with it, and it's bullshit that that it was stolen from me. Absolutely, absolutely stolen by evil people. Because we were the good guys, the utmost of the good. We're the utmost of the deserving of it. The utmost of the anti-Luciferian globalist, you know? We were the ones that should have kept our money. And unbelievably, the most bizarre things had to happen for it all to get wiped off the map. But, I mean, there are good things about it, too, you know? The fact is that I can't be tempted by these evil fucks. But by, you know, because of a money thing. But, you know, whatever. Anyways, this is about stopping the tension, ending it for good. And next time, I wish there was no next time, but next time, if it ever happens, right, you gotta recognize, okay, it's not just not thinking about it. Maybe like if you first start feeling it or something, you can just kind of like just say, okay, just keep focusing on everything else or whatever. But I mean, if it gets in you and starts getting stuck into it, at that point you have to know, okay, now it's about stopping it. Now it's about not doing it, which isn't just about not thinking about it. It is about transferring that feeling of it into something else, which is just normal emotional feelings. And in order to do that, you have to just consciously relax by grounding your body within the environment, and then also putting your focus on the other and their and how the other is relaxed, you know, normally relaxed in that their thoughts are connected with their feelings type of relaxation. By relaxed, I mean not the inner tension that takes away the thoughts and feelings type of biofeedback inner tension that I did. So, right? So rather than just say, okay, I'm going to be feeling it and trying to not think about it at the same time, the difference maker is that, okay, no, I'm going to stop doing the tension by grounding myself, and then I'm going to continue to focus my thoughts on everything else and the way the other person is normally thinking and feelings, right? And at that point, then you can say, okay, I'm not doing it at all, I'm totally free of it, and then you just go on feeling as normal and thinking as normal. Okay, you're totally free of it. Don't think back on it, because it's like the thinking of the regular thoughts that create normal emotions and everything, and the continuation of that is what totally keeps you escaped from it. So you don't want to go back into the thinking of it, because going back into the thinking of it will get you stuck in it. And once you're stuck into it, it's kind of like weird, because I mean, yeah, if it's initial, I can keep thinking about like how I'm thinking now, in which I'm actually just thinking about the other person and how they kind of normally think and feel, right? And that keeps me out of it, because that creates just the normal thinking and feelings, right? But yeah, once it clicks in where you're feeling the tension, it's just like the tension while trying to think at the same time, it won't escape out of it, because you'll be feeling the tension in trying to think of the other in that way, but it won't get through, you know? It's like it becomes more complicated than that. But yeah, once you're out of it, yeah, just, you know, stay engaged to the exterior, and you know, be good, fight for the good, you know, don't let other pieces of shit get you down, because other people will try to, I think that's what happened too, like other people tried to make me feel guilty as if I did something bad or something, you know, like I did something, like I was being mean to somebody or something. And, you know, I'm pretty sensitive, I guess, because I did think like maybe that's possible, and then I started feeling like this tension, and then once I'm feeling the tension, oh shit, I think I'm getting stuck in tension again, and then I'm just kind of get stuck in it. Yeah, because that stuck in the tension also immediately also makes me feel like unconfident because I don't want to go out in the world in the tension. And even if I do, I'll go out in the world, I'll be feeling the tension and trying to play sports at the time, and I'll feel it the whole time, and I won't play very good, you know. I'll still play better than the average person, but it's really bad for me. So a good level player, they'll think I'm not that good, right? But it's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know all the other people who absolutely don't do any tension whatsoever, but yet are still really bad at everything and pretty dumb or whatever. Who just think if they got stuck in the tension, they'd be like catatonic or something. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame I ever did that biofeedback because when I did initially get stuck in it, I got stuck in it. It ruined my life for years. It was an absolute horrible hell, and I should have never done that biofeedback. I should have been just perfectly happy with how I was and not tried to do biofeedback to increase brain waves and where I did this inner tension and then like, oh boy, oh, I'm like a zombie. I want to stop doing this and didn't know how to, and that's exactly what happened. I'm trying to control the tension within the tension, trying to not make it worse constantly while having no idea how to not stop doing what I did to myself on purpose, not knowing that I could actually get myself stuck in a fucking tension. Obviously, I didn't know that was possible, but that was the initiator, and that's what I've battled with ever since I did that. It's unfortunate it happened, but it did, and but I mean, I know the way out of it. It's just, it's just a shame because I have to battle it because I dealt with it for so long, and oh well, interesting stuff. All right, talk to you later.